Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Fourth hour, Owen Schroyer and Leanne McAdoo with you, and we are going to open up the phone lines, 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. Now, we want to take specifically callers who are planning to go to the inauguration. We'd like to hear from some protesters. We're going to go ahead and offer up some protesters. If you're planning on going to the inauguration to protest Donald Trump, we're going to open up the phone lines for you. Let's hear your thoughts. But if you're going there to also witness the history of the inauguration, also give us the call. So phone line open for anybody who's planning on going to the inauguration, whether it be a protest or in support of Donald Trump, 1-800-259-9231. We've got all kinds of news on that. Before we get to that, though, I've got to let you know that an emergency shipment of DNA Force has just come in at InfoWarsLife.com, and it's 10% off. This is already one of the best products at InfoWars. This is a groundbreaking product, folks. The whole telomeres phenomenon was started here at InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. It's going to hit the mainstream. You're going to see it all over commercials. In fact, my guess would be you're going to see it all over commercials, especially with the high-rated events coming up like the Super Bowl. But this is our flagship product. It is unbelievable. Alex talks about how he had a finger that was numb, that now he has feeling in the tip of his finger again. I had a shoulder that I tore out a joint some years ago, and it was always bothering me and nagging me. About 3 months ago, that nagging went away completely, and that was after about 6 months of taking DNA Force religiously. So make sure you give DNA Force a chance, because I'm telling you, this is an unbelievable product, especially when you see the science that's coming out about some of the stuff behind this. You're going to see it in the mainstream. You're going to be even more willing to give DNA Force a try, and this is the groundbreaking product. We started it here first. Remember that. You want to protect your telomeres? Come to the original source, DNA Force, 10% off. InfoWarsLife.com. All right, so we've already got the lines starting to light up, but let's just kind of touch on some of the stuff that we're talking about here. You got Democratic legislators who are planning on sitting out Trump swearing in. Talk about completely low. You can't even go. That's your job.
Yeah.
So you're, of course.
I wonder how, I wonder how that's, if they're going to get anything done or if they're going to be cooperative.
Now, the officials are estimating some 800 to 900,000 people to be at the inauguration. I think it's going to go over 1 million, Leanne. There were 5 million people, I think, that celebrated the Cubs World Series. If we can't get 1 million people to come out to Donald Trump's, the historical inauguration, come on, folks. And then you've got all of these singers. I've got a whole list of singers who have had to back out from singing.
Because they're getting death threats.
At the inauguration. Literally a whole stack of news. Andrea Bocelli. Who else do we have here? Jennifer Holliday. Paul Anka. Now, he says that wasn't from bullying. But then you got Toby Keith on the other side of the spectrum saying he's not going to apologize for performing. He's actually proud to.
Yeah, play for his country.
But all these stories just show how the left bullies. They are the real bullies, bullying people out of performing at the inauguration. Oh, well, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to be accepted in the industry anymore. You can't go perform at Donald Trump. Springsteen's band, the B Street Band, saying, well, if Bruce asked us not to play, we wouldn't play. Hey, Bruce, shut up. Stick to music. You don't know anything about politics. You're a social justice warrior with a guitar. That's it. And then, of course, we've got the leaked audio, the Project Veritas video that came out today. So we've got all this going on. It's all coming around the inauguration, Leanne. I'm going to be there. I am not going to lie. I'm a little afraid. Alex filed the report about the dirty nuke.
Well, they're talking about these anti-fascists. We're talking about putting some acid attacks, which is
stink bombs. Stink bombs? Stink bombs?
Well, it's like
is this a high school prom? I'm sorry. You didn't get invited to the high school prom, so you got to ruin it for everyone else by lighting off a stink bomb. That's what's going on here. Go ahead, Leanne. I'm sorry.
Right.
It's just ridiculous.
So this is this acid. It's commonly, colloquially referred to as stink bombs, but it'll just evacuate the entire building there where the deplorable is supposed to be being held. But
I've got a gas mask.
About, if you mess with us, we'll fine you. We'll burn your house down. I mean, these are fascists who are talking about stopping fascism. These are anti-fascist protests they're holding, that they're using violent means to protest a free election. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. They're giving death threats to
an anti-war group starting civil war.
Yeah, they're threatening to murder Andrea Bocelli if he comes, the blind tenor there. Okay, so they're attacking a blind man.
Why wouldn't you want to experience that man's voice? I mean, it's like,
exactly. Well, and
what's wrong with you?
I think too is they can all kind of take a note from Toby Keith, who's saying, I'm not going to apologize for performing at Donald Trump's inauguration because he wants to perform for our country and our military. He says, I won't apologize for performing for our country, our military. And I think people can take a note from that they should have really stood up and came out and said, you know what, I want to be a unifying voice. That's why I'm going to be here. and maybe like opened up some dialogue with people who are upset about it and had the opportunity to really discuss that dialogue. But no, that's what these fascists want, is they want to shut you down and silence you altogether. They don't want to give the opportunity to open up this dialogue. They just want to shut down anything that they don't like. And I'm really pissed, frankly, that we have these people cowing to this kind of abuse and these violent fascists.
Well, they're unprincipled, to me, is what it comes down to. Because I was thinking about this. If I'm a musician and let's say Obama asked me to perform at his inauguration. Okay, I can't stand Obama. I don't like his policies. Would I perform? Would I not perform? You know, I don't really know, but it would be on the principles of his policies if I was going to do that. I wouldn't get bullied out of it. I wouldn't claim, you know, some false accusation like racism or anything like that. It would be a principled stance, but I don't really know. I think that what we're witnessing is a lot of these musicians getting bullied out of this opportunity, which is very sad and, again, exposes the true nature of the left.
Well,
so,
yeah, and you see that with Hollywood, too, that they're afraid to speak out if they're conservatives because they fear that their career will be ruined. And it's just,
exactly.
To me, it's just
bullying
so
and
frustrating.
intimidating.
Well, yes, and actually we have an actress, this is Zoe Saldana, who came out and admitted that Hollywood arrogance helped Trump win.
I always knew I liked her.
She said, we got cocky, we became arrogant, and we also became bullies. We were trying to single out a man for all these things he was doing wrong, which here I disagree with her. She says, and that created empathy in a big group of people in America that felt bad for him and are believing in it. So no.
Yeah, she is wrong about that.
People didn't vote because they were feeling bad for Donald Trump being picked on. No, people voted because they were listening to what he was saying and they believe, you know, what he's promising. And frankly, he's already, before he's even in office, he's already bringing back the jobs. And so.
Well, and it's nice to see some of these people in Hollywood calling out their counterparts, you know, saying, hey, take a look in the mirror. You're the arrogant bully. You're the reason why Trump won. So that's refreshing at least. All right, we've got some phone calls here. Let's start with Kelly in Maryland, who says she's going to the J20 protest. Is that true, Kelly? Are you going to protest Donald Trump?
No, not to protest, to support.
Okay.
My family and I are very excited. We can't wait to go.
So what do you think about this Disrupt J20 plan to kick off with a bang? They say they're going to have this demonstration in front of the VP's house. I mean, they're planning some big shenanigans there. Are you worried?
No, not at all. I think that we have it all under control. I think that I really don't think they're going to do anything. We're not afraid.
Well, I got to hand it to you, Kelly. You are you're less worried than I am. I'm definitely worried they're going to do something, at least try to hit me with a stink bomb. All right, let's go to Adam in California, who will be there for the Trump protest. Adam, are you planning on protesting Donald Trump or supporting Donald Trump?
I plan on going to the protest and doing some Owen Schroyer confrontations for my YouTube channel.
Nice.
So are you trying to infiltrate the protests?
I may go undercover in the beginning so I can record their signs and get some interviews and hear them talking dirty. But I want to confront them.
The force is strong in this one.
Yeah, but what I'm really worried about is, are we going to get 9/11 truth out of Trump?
That would be very interesting.
I think that if you're going to get it out of anyone, he's the best bet. I mean, he's the one that brought up the secret 28 pages. He's the one that has questioned some of the story to begin with. He's
in real estate.
Exactly.
He questioned the construction of the building and said it just doesn't make any sense that they came down. So yeah, I mean, it'd be very, I think, you know, the people could press him enough for that. But once he's kind of in there with the goblins, it's a little bit different. Then it will be classified at that point. And that's the thing we were talking during the break, that all of these intelligence agencies are going to have to make every single thing they discuss with Donald Trump classified so that he doesn't tweet about it.
But you know what? That is such an astute observation or question from Adam, because if we can break through the shackles of lies from 9/11, that will do wonders for I don't even think we can measure what that would do for this country and what that would do for the citizens to come together on that truth. Because, folks, as soon as people know the truth about 9/11 and what really happened, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I do, but we know that we've been lied to. And if the entire collection of American citizens could learn the truth at the same time, I think that would bring us all together, and that would be just a massive positive for not just the Trump movement or Make America Great Again, just for the entire world.
America in general, to be able to see all the fake news that was put out there during 9/11 and how people were told to just shut up and agree, you know, don't put out any crazy conspiracy theories. You're with us or you're with the terrorists.
All right. Hey, Adam, real quick before we let you go, what's your YouTube channel so we can follow the work you do over there?
Oh, you guys have been following it. It's No More News. You guys have picked up my videos like 5 times in the last year.
Nice.
I got second place in the Make Fun of Hillary contest.
And, I told you the force was strong with this one.
You're out there doing the damn thing. Okay, so No More News on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Adam.
All right, let's go to Jeremy out in New Hampshire. He's going to be going to the inauguration. Jeremy, you going to protest or you going to support?
I'm going to support Trump.
Are you worried?
I'm not worried. I think Trump's going to do a good job. He's going to be one of the best presidents.
Are you worried about the actual event, though, and anything that might go down?
I'm not worried. I don't think nothing will go down. I think we're going to have a lot of safe people there to watch. We're going to have a lot of people there to keep us safe.
Mm-hmm. At least 5,000 National Guard troops.
Yeah, you're going to have bikers for Trump, too?
Yeah.
A human wall.
What do you think about, I know when George W. Bush was being inaugurated, they decided to do away with some of the traditional presidential things, such as the walk from the car into the White House with the wave. Do you think Donald Trump should be concerned about his safety and kind of curtail some of those traditions?
I don't think so. I think he's got a lot of security.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely, I believe that he has his own private security outside of the Secret Service, too. I think that he might be doubling down on security. Actually, I don't even know. Can he even do that as president? Can you have a private security detail outside of Secret Service? I wonder. That could be interesting because he might not even trust some of the elements within the government structure of protection. So I don't know. That's interesting. But so far, nobody claims to be worried about what's going on. I guess I'm the most nervous Nancy of the bunch. Let's go to Eric in California, who's also going to the inauguration. There's another person from California traveling all the way to D.C. for the inauguration. Eric, are you going to protest or support?
I'm going to support.
Are you worried about any violence or getting hit with any stink bombs?
Hell yeah, I'm worried. I'm very worried. Listen, man, I need bulletproof vest, all that armor, everything. Nah, I'm being serious though. It's really serious. They got troops on the border of Russia. They got like all these different little moves they can make.
They did just put troops in Norway. Yeah.
ISIS saying they wanted to attack during the inauguration.
Obama, listen, I'm not trying to cut y'all off. I don't get a lot of chance to talk on everything. I just want to conversate with y'all. But listen, Obama, he is the worst. He is the most fakest person on the planet. He's using this wolf in sheep's clothing tactic where he's acting like he's the good cop. It's a classic good cop, bad cop.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's playing this good cop. Oh, I want the peaceful transition and everything like that. Meanwhile, he got everybody else lining up, doing all this crazy. Wow, I've never seen nothing like this. It's bananas.
No, it truly is unprecedented. It truly is unprecedented. And the crazy thing about what you just said is you've got, this is an illustration of the polarization. You've got a group of people like yourself and me and Leanne and a lot of people that are like-minded that will say Obama will go down as the worst president of all time. Then you've got another group of people that say he will be the greatest president of all time. How does that work?
Yeah, well, that's because they see his slick TV persona.
They buy the wolf in sheep's clothing.
They buy the fake news. They don't see what's actually going on, that he dropped a bomb, every 20 minutes during his 8 years of being in office. They don't see that side of President Obama. All they see is the guy that came out, smooth jazz Obama, that went on SNL. And
they follow
Jimmy
the fake news. Yeah, they see him on ESPN. What was your final comment, Eric?
I got a whole bunch of comments, but I guess I'll break it down like this. Obama's not even really the first black president. He's not even really, he doesn't even have slave blood. You know what I mean? Like, as far as being, he claimed he's black. He don't even have slave blood in him. And I'm not trying to get all racist and all that, but he's the most fakest on every level is what I'm trying to say.
No, I hear you. And people always say that, and I don't know what, it doesn't matter to me. But black, white, half black, half white, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this is a point that a lot of people say. It's like, well, you're sitting here claiming he's the first African-American president, but it's not even true. If you're going to say what he is, then you would say he's half black. But it doesn't even matter. The truth is, and what matters, is that he is a total fraud. And that is what Eric nails on the head. And that's it. That's the legacy of Barack Obama. His birth certificate was a fraud. The story of how he got brought up was a fraud. Everything he's ever said or done is a total fraud. Nobel Peace Prize Award, total fraud. Just total fraud across the board. Thank you so much for the call, Eric. You're exactly right.
Awarded himself like the Medal of Valor or something.
He's gonna find a way to give himself an award before it's all said and done. He's gonna
He did.
What, by giving Biden the award?
No, I forget. I'm pretty sure he awarded himself. What was it?
Well,
It was like a medal of.
It wasn't technically him. I think it was his cabinet or his administration. But he's patting himself on the back. He has to. Nobody else will, because nobody can stand the guy. You know,
Biden,
and it's just
Biden
sad.
loves them. They're BFFs.
It's just sad. And you know what I think? I think that giving that award to Joe Biden.
The Distinguished Medal. There it is.
Which one was that? Pull that story back up. President Obama awards himself Distinguished Public Service. Yeah. So there you go. Obama awards himself. Of course, he has to. He has to do anything and everything he can to try to cement his fraud legacy. But we know what your legacy is, Obama. What was it? You bombed over 16 countries this year?
The only president ever who's been at war in every single year of
every single year.
He's dropped a bomb every 20 minutes. And he admitted he's very good at dropping bombs.
And I think that him giving that award to Joe Biden, more than anything, was a slap in our face. Because we know who Joe Biden really is, okay? We know you, creepy Joe. we know what you do, Creepy Joe, okay? We've seen the videos, Creepy Joe. For you to get up there and cry when this fraud is giving you this fraudulent award, this is just a total ceremony of fraud, and you're up here crying. That's why Obama did it, because he knows that we know who Joe Biden is, a total sicko creep, so he did it right in front of our face to rub it in. And Donald Trump should rescind that award immediately. Final segment on the other side. We got a couple more calls we'll get to. Infowars.com. Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Final segment. Owen Schroyer, Leanne McAdoo with you. And I've got to let you know about the Make Our Bodies Great Again special. This is ending soon at InfoWarsStore.com and InfoWarsLife.com. Make sure you take advantage of this. Brain Force, 30% off. Super Male Vitality, 30% off. Survival Shield X2, 30% off. These are some of the best products. And if you're in on the Make Your Body Great Again initiative, you're definitely going to want a Super Male Vitality. That is one of the best products as far as, you know, getting the energy, getting the will to get to the gym, to run that mile, to get that extra set in. Super Male Vitality is definitely a boost for making your body great again. So be sure to take advantage of that. And I'm on the Make Your Body Great Again initiative, and I take all these products, and they work great for me. So this is not just me plugging the products. This is me speaking from actual experience. Now, here's another actual thing that I'm experiencing that Alex Jones was right about, of course. People now prefer martial law to a Donald Trump presidency. People have now said they would rather have martial law than Donald Trump win. And that is what Alex has been talking about, folks.
They would rather be
slavery.
To control their lives.
They would rather be slaves. They are accepting their slavery. They finally be conditioned into accepting their slavery. They'd rather have martial law than Donald Trump. And good for you, Rosie O'Donnell. I'm glad that you were the spearhead of that. Wow. Good for you, Rosie. All right.
You don't speak for America.
Let's go to Smitty in Missouri, who says he's going to be protesting Donald Trump. Why is that, Smitty?
Well, because I am not going to stand by idly and have a racist, sexist, homophobic man like
now,
Donald
Smitty,
Trump.
may I ask you a question? Are you, Smitty, excuse me, are you identifying as a parrot today? Are you a parrot?
How rude are you?
Well, you're parroting the same buzzword.
How rude are you?
You're parroting the.
How rude are you?
Donald
All right, I'm rude enough to hang up on you because you have nothing to say.
It makes me so angry. Donald Trump. Okay, first of all, when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were both still against same-sex marriage, Donald Trump was congratulating his friend Elton John on his marriage, saying that this one's going to be for the record.
He's won awards.
When they tried to stump him on Caitlyn Jenner, going, you know, will you let her use the same bathroom at Trump Tower? He said she can use whatever bathroom she wants, and that story was dead in the water. You didn't hear any of the mainstream. You'd think that they would have reported that again and again and again.
He's the only candidate that's held up an LGBT flag with his name on it. He's received awards for work he's done in inner cities.
So Smitty, thank you for calling in with that troll just to give us the opportunity to crush that anti-gay rumor thing that's going to be going on at the protest. Let's move on to Ramona.
Go ahead, Ramona. You're going to Trump's inauguration from Texas.
Yes.
I take it you're excited.
I'm very excited. I'm counting the days. It's 4 days from now. So I got my plane ticket. I've got my luggage ready. I'm going to go pick up my inauguration ticket. I am ready to get this show on the road.
Now, are you worried about experiencing any violence when you're at the inauguration?
No, I think I am a patriot, and I will do whatever it needs to be done for our country. We're taking it back, and even if it costs my life.
Well, this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. I think Ramona understands that.
And I have never, ever, ever been so excited as I am right now. I just can't wait. I'm counting the days. I'm going crazy. I've got my Trump shirt. I've got my Trump as president shirt on. I've got all my Trump stuff so that people will know that I am a supporter.
Well, hey, and speaking of that apparel, we have just a little bit of it left at our store, at InfoWarsStore.com. There's people are I need the Trump as my president shirt. I can't get it. Sorry, we told you it's limited time. I don't know if there's any of those left, but make sure you get these shirts when we come out with them, folks. These are limited time releases, and people like Ramona, they regret it when they can't get their hands on it. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, David Knight. Thank you, Alex. This has been the Alex Jones Show. Owen Schroyer signing off. You stay classy, Info Warriors.
InfoWars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like Communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to, and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we, the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show. Fourth hour, Owen Schroyer and Leanne McAdoo with you, and we are going to open up the phone lines, 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. Now, we want to take specifically callers who are planning to go to the inauguration. We'd like to hear from some protesters. We're going to go ahead and offer up some protesters. If you're planning on going to the inauguration to protest Donald Trump, we're going to open up the phone lines for you. Let's hear your thoughts. But if you're going there to also witness the history of the inauguration, also give us the call. So phone line open for anybody who's planning on going to the inauguration, whether it be a protest or in support of Donald Trump, 1-800-259-9231. We've got all kinds of news on that. Before we get to that, though, I've got to let you know that an emergency shipment of DNA Force has just come in at InfoWarsLife.com, and it's 10% off. This is already one of the best products at InfoWars. This is a groundbreaking product, folks. The whole telomeres phenomenon was started here at InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. It's going to hit the mainstream. You're going to see it all over commercials. In fact, my guess would be you're going to see it all over commercials, especially with the high-rated events coming up like the Super Bowl. But this is our flagship product. It is unbelievable. Alex talks about how he had a finger that was numb, that now he has feeling in the tip of his finger again. I had a shoulder that I tore out a joint some years ago, and it was always bothering me and nagging me. About 3 months ago, that nagging went away completely, and that was after about 6 months of taking DNA Force religiously. So make sure you give DNA Force a chance, because I'm telling you, this is an unbelievable product, especially when you see the science that's coming out about some of the stuff behind this. You're going to see it in the mainstream. You're going to be even more willing to give DNA Force a try, and this is the groundbreaking product. We started it here first. Remember that. You want to protect your telomeres, come to the original source, DNA Force, 10% off. InfoWarsLife.com. All right, so we've already got the lines starting to light up, but let's just kind of touch on some of the stuff that we're talking about here. You got Democratic legislators who are planning on sitting out Trump swearing in. Talk about completely low. You can't even go. That's your job.
Yeah.
So you're, of course.
I wonder how, I wonder how that's, if they're going to get anything done or if they're going to be cooperative.
Now, the officials are estimating some 800 to 900,000 people to be at the inauguration. I think it's going to go over 1 million, Leanne. There were 5 million people, I think, that celebrated the Cubs World Series. If we can't get 1 million people to come out to Donald Trump's, the historical inauguration, come on, folks. And then you've got all of these singers. I've got a whole list of singers who have had to back out from singing.
Because they're getting death threats.
At the inauguration. Literally a whole stack of news. Andrea Bocelli. Who else do we have here? Jennifer Holliday. Paul Anka. Now, he says that wasn't from bullying. But then you got Toby Keith on the other side of the spectrum saying he's not going to apologize for performing. He's actually proud to.
Yeah, play for his country.
But all these stories just show how the left bullies. They are the real bullies, bullying people out of performing at the inauguration. Oh, well, you're not going to get a job. You're not going to be accepted in the industry anymore. You can't go perform at Donald Trump. Springsteen's band, the B Street Band, saying, well,